Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we'll be talking about very important topic. And the topic we'll be talking about today is 10 steps you can take that will make you financially stable. So you might have been making some mistake before, but if you follow this 10 step, definitely there's no two ways about it. You're gonna manage your finance very well. So in this video, we'll be talking about 10 steps that you're gonna take that will make you financially stable. So no matter what you earn, and the surprising thing about this 10 step is that it doesn't involve you like increasing your income. So I know increasing your income is very important, but it's not the first thing you need to do, because hearing the word like the way to be financially stable, you think probably is by doing more job or doing, no, it's just managing what you have. But if you want to make more income, that is fine. But this, what I'm going to be talking about, is you managing what you have already. So just stay tuned, make sure you finish the video, and once you follow the step stage by stage, there's no two ways about it, you're going to be successful by the end. So just make sure you stick to everything, all the principles in it. I'm just going to align it, I'm going to be explaining it, and I'll be doing more videos about it. And if there is any part you want me to talk about more, so just let me know, put it at the comment section, then I will definitely talk about it. Because since I posted a video earlier about expense and income tracker, so I've been receiving some calls like a lot of persons have been saying, oh, they actually make money, but the problem is how they are going to manage their money, how they manage their finance. It's very important. Some of us might be ashamed to say that we can't manage our own money. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be ashamed of. So you might have the money, you make the money, but you don't actually know how you spend the money. So this video is totally for you. Make sure you do these 10 things that I'm going to tell you. By the time you do these 10 things, I'm assuring you that you're going to testify. You're going to testify at the end. So stay tuned. Make sure you watch the video. And another thing I'll be adding before we dive into the video is, if you know you've not watched the previous video I uploaded before about Econ Tracker, because in this video, that software, that file, the spreadsheet I created before in the previous video, because I explained how I uploaded two video before, what the income and the expenses tracker is doing, and I created another video step by step how you can create a spreadsheet yourself. So you can actually find a video, and I'll be putting the link to those video on the bio later by the time I'm uploading this video. So make sure you go back to watch this video, because it's actually going to be very very helpful in this 10 step that you'll be taking. So, and if you know you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, so that whenever I release any new content, you'll be the first to be notified. So let's go there. Managing finance effectively is crucial for achieving financial stability. So that's one thing you should keep in mind. So the way you manage your finance determine how stable you're gonna be in your finance. So that's why we're gonna be talking about these 10 steps you can use to manage your finance effectively. Alright, number one we'll be talking about is creating a budget. It's very very important. So we're going to start by creating a budget, a comprehensive budget that align your income, your expenses, and savings as well. You track your source and recognize your expenses to get a clear understanding of where your money is coming from and where it's going. Ensure your expenses align with your financial priorities. Is very very important. So let's see it this way. Why do you actually think that organizations, they actually take budgeting more serious? Or you might be thinking it's because they are just organization, that's why. No, there's nothing different between you and organization. That's why they are called as a registered organization, a limited liability company. They are seen as an entity. They can sue and be sued as well. So they make money the same way you make money. They have expenses the same way you have expenses. So in order for them to achieve their goal, that's why they have the budget aspect. So it's very important you create your budget. So, and I'll repeat it again. If you know you've not watched the previous video I uploaded, we actually created a spreadsheet where you can track your expenses and your income. You can allocate everything. So that's actually going to work well for your expenses, for your budgeting in general. It's going to work well for your budgeting in general. So make sure you go back and watch the video. It's going to help you. So you should learn to create your budget. So always know before you receive your money. Like I explained on the other video, I would say budgeting is actually like a forecast. You are forecasting what you be receiving, your income and your expenditure. So you are planning because you already know your bills, what you're going to be paying. So you're going to be segmenting it, allocating them that okay, when I receive this money, because you already have idea of what you'll be receiving at the end of the week or at the end of the month. So you allocate them already, like okay, at the end of the month I'm going to be paying this and I'm going to be paying this. So with that income tracker, it's going to help you so that you see what you are spending. So budgeting is very important. It's the first step you will take by creating budgeting. And the second step is by tracking your expenses. So you need to track your expenses, monitor your spending regularly, track your expenses. So this will help you identify areas where you may be overspending and making necessary adjustment. Use use tools like budgeting app, spreadsheet, keep track of your expenditure. So that income tracker is a perfect tool that is going to help you to track your income and your expenses. So by the time all your income and your expenses, no matter, let me say this quickly, you might say, okay, I just go out, I get something, I'm just spending £1, £2, it's all on expenses. Let's go back to the illustration of an organization. Like I said before, why do you think that bookkeeping is very important to every organization? They don't play with bookkeeping. So they make sure that they keep track of every penny that is coming into the organization and every penny that is going out of the organization. So that's how your life should be as well if you really want to be stable financially. So whatever you are spending, no matter how small it is or how big it is, how important you think it is, yeah, you have to monitor what is going out and what is coming in. So that income tracker is going to help you to do that. So just allocate, okay, this is what I made, this is what I made. You know, if it's an expenses, if it's an investment, so just make sure you keep track of everything, of what is going out and what is coming in. And the third one is going to be save and invest. So that's an habit that everybody needs to have. You have to save and invest as well. So not just to save. So I'll be um sometimes both of them look alike, savings and investment. Most people don't actually know the difference between both of them. Some people actually save, on the other way around they say I'm actually investing, of which they're actually saving. So I'm going to be telling you the difference of both savings and investing later on. So make savings a priority. Set aside a portion of your income for short-term and long-term savings goals, such as building an emergency fund, saving for retirement, or planning for major expenses. Explore investment options to make your money work for you and grow over time. So you have to set plans. That's what investment is all about. That's why most time, like a lot of people actually at their 20, they already have plans for their retirement. They say okay, I'm going to retire at 50, at 60. So they already set plan. And later on this channel I'll be doing videos on different way you can, that actually risk free investment you can do, and it has a very good return for you. So you have to be say, you don't need to be say the stock is going down. No, 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 I'm going to be showing you a very good way you can invest your money, and you will be rest assured that at the end of the year, annually, you're making a very good return and your money is safe as well. So you have to learn how to save. Make savings a priority. It's very important. And as well, I'll be talking about emergency fund. You know, when you save money, a lot of people do say savings is not good. Saving because money depreciate. Yeah, there should be a certain amount of money you should keep in your savings, because there's what we call emergency fund. So let's say for instance, if you if you don't work anymore or something happen, unnecessary expenses. Because I've actually seen a lot of people, my friends, some persons I've also met. So they say I try to save money, but the issue is that some expenses that I don't actually prepare for just came up. So that's why I use the money I save. But there is actually a way you can actually prepare against this. That's what we call emergency fund. So you keep it, it's part of your saving in case something happen. That's where you take from, so that you don't actually go into your normal savings. I'll be talking more about it later because it's actually a bit broad. Because so I just quickly want to go through these 10 ways you can be financially stable. And the next one is you minimize debt. You try to minimize debt. So the most reason why most people cannot save, or most people are living the way they are, is because of the debt. Because it's actually very easy to go into debt if you are not very mindful. So manage your debt wisely, minimize high interest debt and avoid unnecessary borrowings. Prioritize paying off debt with high interest rates and consider debt consolidation strategy. It helps streamline your payment and reduce interest costs. So when you're actually going for debt, the most of those banks, they just tell you, you say you want to take loan, all right, no problem. They want you to take loan. So you should ask like, okay, this loan I'm taking, what's the interest rate? So the interest matters a lot. When you take a loan that has a very high interest rate, it's actually not good for you, because at the end you might just end up polishing your loan, not actually repaying what you owe. So you just keep on polishing the loan and the money is still there, but you are paying. That's what the banks are happy. They don't even want you to pay the money. They want you to keep polishing the loan. They want you to keep paying the interest. Why the main money you owe is still there. So you have to look for a way to reduce your debt. So to avoid borrowing, because there are so many, I know there are so many ways you can actually borrow. It's very easy to borrow. There are things you don't actually need, because also you have to think about what you need and what you want as well. So for those of us like that are familiar with economy, they always say human wants are insatiable. You understand? So you should differentiate what you want and what you need. There are some things actually that you don't actually need, but you just want them, then you go for it and you don't even have the money to pay for them, because you can actually spread the cost and be paying probably instrumentally, then pay in 2 years or whatever. You're actually accumulating all those debts for yourself. So try to avoid those kind of stuff that you know that you don't actually need. And when you have interest, like you have a loan that have a high interest, try, there is a strategy you can actually use whereby you can actually borrow like from a low interest loan to repay the high interest. You can pay that off, because the interest matters a lot. By the time you start paying your loan, that you start cutting from the main money principal a little bit, not just polishing the loan, but before you know what's happening, you already pay out the loan. So that aspect also, it's very important. It's what you need to look at as well. And another thing you need to look at is that live within your means. It's very important. Live within your means. Avoid overspending and living beyond your financial capability. Spend less than you earn and practice mindful spending. Differentiate between needs and wants and mind conscious choice that align with your budget and financial goal. I mentioned that before, your needs and wants. So I'm still saying it again. It's very important. It's actually what is making more people go into debt. 'Cause I've actually met a lot of people. I say, okay, do you actually need this thing you are going for right now? They say, but I don't need it, but I actually think I want it. You understand? So you have to differentiate from your need and your want. It's very important. If you want to be financially stable, you have to be mindful of the way you spend, and also consider what you spend as well, like what you receive and what you spend. That's why I was talking about the budgeting earlier. So we'll still be talking about the budgeting again now, because by the time you budget, then you know what is coming in, then you know what you are spending. So if you are budgeting ahead, ahead before you receive your income, then you should know that, oh, my income is less than my expenditure. So you know that, okay, I have to adjust something. But by the time you wait for the money to just come before you start, oh, you just keep spending, buying this, giving out every time. So before you know what is happening, you're already out of cash, you're already in debt. So by the time you budget, that actually make you help you to plan. You know what is going out, you plan ahead of time. Okay, if I'm spending this, meaning I'm actually spending more than what I'm earning. Nobody want to do that. So by the time you have a portion of savings, you do everything, then you know that, okay, I'm good to go. So it's very, very important. Just be mindful of overspending. Be mindful of overspending. Very, very important. And another thing is review and adjust your budget regularly. It's one thing to create budget, it's another thing to review it as well. Because like on my previous video that I uploaded before, that I was talking about the expenses tracker and the income tracker as well. I was actually saying this the way you can actually adjust, because the money you receive this month might not be the same amount you receive next month. So it actually varies. So all those as well actually have effect on your spending. Because according to the law of economics, if you're familiar with that, it actually said the more money you earn, the more likely you are going to spend. So whenever you are receiving more, then you want to spend more. So once you budget, you review your budget every time, like, okay, more money is coming in, so this is what I need to add. I need to add to my savings, so I need to add to my investment. So you will be able to plan this out if you plan ahead of time. So the next step we'll be talking about is building an emergency fund. So establish an emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses and financial setback. Aim to save like 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses to provide a safety net during a challenge time. So that's simply what emergency fund is all about. So it's actually helping you to save for in case of emergency time, like when things are actually difficult, when you don't work on, probably something just came up. Okay, let's say for instance during the time of COVID-19. So things like that, so sometimes you just save emergency fund. But normally what everybody believe, and everybody about emergency fund, what they actually believe, that you'll be able to save like what of your expenses for 3 to 6 months. So if you have it for 3 months, is not bad. But actually what people actually recommend is for 6 months. And also I would recommend for 6 months as well. Like if you're able to save emergency fund for 6 months, that's actually fine. So that by the time things don't actually go the way you expect it, so you don't start running into debt or a rage overdraft and so on. So it's actually very important for you to save emergency fund. It's going to help you to build your financial stability, because knowing that you already have this money set aside already, so it will actually give you the confidence, like make you want to live the life you want to live. So knowing that, oh, I have this money set aside already in case anything happen, so I can actually fall back to this. Unexpected issue happen, I can actually fall back to this. It's just for precautionary purpose. In economics, it's called precautionary motive of holding money. So you usually hold that for emergency reasons. So it's very, very important. I want everybody to take that very serious. And as well, the next is by seeking financial education. Yeah, no knowledge is waste, no knowledge is too much. So always seek financial education, things you don't understand. So even as you're watching this video, there are some that you might not understand. So you can always ask me, put it in the comment section, or send me a mail. So just ask, and I'm going to be dropping my email address that everybody can reach, so you can always drop whatever question you want to ask. So always seek financial education, read books about finance, um, about investment, about savings. Always entertain new ideas. It's very, very important. Entertain new ideas. And another thing you need to be doing is automate savings and bills payment. Automate it, because sometimes we have this ability of, when we receive money into our account, as humans we don't actually like like paying like what we ought to pay first. Like most people, they don't actually pay their savings, like the money they actually set aside for savings or their investment. Uh, that's by paying themselves. What they do first is that they actually pay all their expenses first before they actually pay themselves. But what I will advise you do in this instance is that you automate those stuff. It should be on a direct debit or a standing order, that whenever you receive money, so amounts like this, because you already have your budget in place, you know, okay, what I'm receiving will be enough. You plan everything already, to the amount you'll be receiving at the end of the week or at the end of the month. So you should automate it, that whenever this money is coming, so this can go into savings and this is going into bills, so everything will be done automatically, so you don't need to worry yourself. So that's going to help you help you to pay all your bills and help you to build your saving life and your investing life as well. And the last step you'll be taking is by regularly reviewing your financial goals. So in budgeting and organization, there's what we actually call KPI, key performance indicator. So every organization, once they set a budget, they actually have the KPI, key performance indicator, that help them to know how well the budget is actually going. So there are some things you should set aside if it's a long term goal, like short term. So you should know that, oh, once this is like in a month, you should be able to know in a month, 2 months, 6 months, in a year. You should look at what you have done, like, okay, all right, I'm on the right track. All right, I'm doing the right thing. I need to adjust in this way, I need to adjust in that way. So it's actually very, very important as well. So make sure you have your key performance indicator once you set your budget, because it work with the budget. Once you don't have your KPI in your budget, you won't actually know what you're doing. You don't know if you are making progress or not. So you should have your KPI so that you'll be able to evaluate yourself. You know what you're doing, like, okay, I've been able to achieve this so far, I've been able to achieve this so far. So it's very, very important. So once you set your budget, make sure you have your KPI in place as well. And remember, effective financial management requires discipline, consistency, and adaptability. By implementing this strategy and maintaining good financial habits, you can take control of your finance and work towards a healthier financial future. So I know doing this is not going to be very, very easy. I'm not lying. I know it's not going to be very easy. Mostly when you have the habit of spending before, you have the habit of buying whatever you see. So it's going to be very, very difficult, but it has to take discipline. And what is going to help you is you being able to track your income. So that's why I uploaded that video earlier about income tracker, that you'll be able to put everything, because it's not really easy. A lot of people don't like doing notes. They might have the habit of doing it today, but tomorrow then they don't feel like doing it again. They just give up on it. So once you have that, all you just need to do, just put everything. It's automated. It's automated. Even if you don't spend time there, you just see the chart. So you see your part of investment, your part of savings, your part of expenses. You see at the end of the month, oh, you see, my expenses is more than my investment. So you'll be able to evaluate yourself with that app. So it's very important. It's what is going to help you, because this actually require discipline and consistency. It's not what you do today, then the next 6 months you are not doing it again. No, that's not how it's going to be. You have to discipline yourself, know what you want to do, make your decision and stand by it. So at the end of 6 a year, 3 months, you'll be able to evaluate yourself, like, okay, this is what I've been able to do, this is what I've not been able to do as well. It's very, very, very important. So and the most important thing I want to talk about more now is your the debt as well. So take that part very, very serious. So make sure that you know what you want from what you need. And taking debt as well, there are some debt that actually the interest rate is very, very high. So you think you're actually paying the debt, but what you are doing is actually polishing the loan you have. So just make sure you know what you're doing, and when you are getting anything, make sure it's what you actually need. It's not just what you want. I think that's the question everybody should be asking themselves whenever they want to get anything. Like, do I actually need this stuff? So by the time you are able to convince yourself that, oh, I actually need this thing, you should be able to convince yourself, give yourself reasons why you need this particular stuff. So by the time you are able to convince yourself, then you know, okay, all right, I actually need it, because it's very very important you take note of that. And also take note of the expenses aspect. So no matter how small it is, what is coming in or what is going out, you have to put everything down. Make sure you take note of everything. By doing so, you'll be able to track every penny you spend, and that's how you're going to make a very good financial, a stable financial life. If not, if you just spend without taking record, you won't be able to track. You don't even know where your money is going, because sometimes you think, this doesn't matter, it's just the money I used to buy this, I used to buy this, or just the £5 I gave out, the £2 I used for this. No, make sure you drop everything down, because bookkeeping is very very important. Even not just to organizations alone, to us as an individual, bookkeeping are very very important. Organization doesn't play with bookkeeping. So once your bookkeeping are actually very good, then you'll be able to track where you're going and where you are coming from, what is coming in and what is going out. So take that aspect very very serious. So I'll be doing more videos about budgeting, particularly about budgeting, different ways you can actually do your budget, and I'll be drafting a format for budgeting as well. So more videos will be coming up later about budgeting and financial stability. So make sure you share this, and if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Alright, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.